Hi, this is Miguel Gulen from TCA.org. So excited to have you join me again. As you can see, we're looking at the Enhancing Parental Access with OneNote Class Notebook blog entry that's at TCA Tech Notes blog. You can get there by going to www.tca.org/blog. Now, I just have to point this out. Microsoft has been coming out with lots of different updates, and one that you may have missed since it came out pretty much towards the end of the school year was this idea of making it possible for classroom teachers to get a read-only link to various aspects of the OneNote class notebook content library, as well as to the individual student notebooks. And this has been much anticipated because parents or guardians can be provided that link and then access student work. They also have added additional resources for the OneNote class notebook, and some of them include being able to delete student content from OneNote. Sometimes a teacher needs to remove a student and that student's content, so they're able to go ahead and do that. Then you also have permissions have now been enabled in the collaboration space. So this is the collaboration space, in case you're not familiar with it, is a place where students can work together. Maybe they're working together on a project or whatever it may be. And the class notebook enhancement makes it easier for teachers to allocate student permissions for each one of those sections. So this is a real benefit because then teachers can decide whether or not students in one group can see or interact with content in another group's section. Now, you can find more information about OneNote and all the different resources from a TCA perspective at www.tca.org/blog. I also want to, if you're a Texas educator, invite you to join the TCA Microsoft Innovative Educators MIE Facebook group. It is a closed group and open really to Texas educators. We occasionally let a few other people sneak in, and that's really on a case-by-case basis. But if you're an educator in Texas, we definitely want to invite you to join. So you can see John Bimmerly here on June 15th was sort of exploring Microsoft Teams in links to like the assignments and other components. Okay, so enough about that. I'm going to sort of make that go away, and here we are in Microsoft Teams. And you know, it's so neat is that this interface looks exactly the same in the desktop app as it does on the web. Now, we've added already a team that's a classes team. So in other words, when I click on Add Team and then click on Create Team, we've already added a classes team here. But there are other teams that we can add, such as PLCs, staff members, and anyone. Now, if I come over and I click on PLCs, I'll type that in, and this PLC will be focused on grades and homework. There sure is a lot of conversation that can be had around that particular topic. In fact, you know, some books are out there. So we're probably going to add staff members to this. Here we go. We've got 2 staff members, and they come in as members. And here we go. We've got our same conversations screen. So this is where we're going to have exchanges of information and discussion regarding grades and homework. I can also come in and add additional channels and add members, as well as make changes to the team. And if I want to share this particular team with others, I can do that. I can just get linked to team. Notice that it's in the same vein as, or looks very similar to the classes theme, but there are some differences. There's a class notebook, the assignments. We still have that mysterious plus sign that I haven't talked about yet. And but what's different is that there is a PLC notebook instead of a class notebook. So I suspect that this may be some version of a staff notebook or something. I'm not quite sure. Nope, it may just be a Okay, look at that. So we get some really nice resources here. We've got PLC, creating PLC norms, creating PLC roles, creating SMART goals. So fantastic. We've got some specific information that's focused on professional learning communities. When I click on Open in Desktop, what I expect to see happen is that it's going to open it in my OneNote app. And in a previous video, I showed you how to set up or switch the default OneNote, whether it's the free OneNote app that's on your Windows 10 machine or the OneNote desktop, which you may have installed as part of the 2016 Office 2016. So here we go. We are now in this particular notebook, PLC and grades and homework. Here are all my sections, PLC overview, and then we've got a few pages. And then there's planning forms, norms and roles. So a lot of great information here. Insert Excel spreadsheets directly on the page. So it looks like the screenshots they're using are from OneNote 2016. So there may be an expectation there that you're going to have OneNote 2016 as your item of choice. I haven't tried inserting an Excel spreadsheet into the free OneNote app page, so that may be something that we can do for fun. What do you think? Let's just do that and see what happens. We're just sort of exploring. Let me see. Do I have anything I can quickly use? No, I don't. So I'm just going to do some email insights. It's downloading a template. Hopefully it comes with some fake data. There we go. Great. Okay, so I've got this spreadsheet. I'm going to save it. I'm just going to throw it on my desktop. There we go. Looks like it. There we go. I've saved a macro-free version of this particular item. So we'll see if anything comes through. Okay, I'm just going to create a new page. And let me go over to insert a file, and I'm going to insert an attachment. So there's that email insights, and as I can see, it's pretty much inserted it as just a file with a little icon representing Excel. So it didn't sort of roll it out like this. I'm going to guess that I'm probably going to need OneNote 2016 to do that, but at least we know that that's there. But you can see this PLC notebook has quite a bit of information in there, and I think you would certainly be able to do quite a bit. They mention Office Lens, inserting audio, video, and existing files. And for the most part, these things are generally accurate, except that we are looking at them in the free OneNote app. So you can't record video straight in yet. So we'll see what happens. There's also additional resources and things like that. So as you can see, all of this is synced up and working and interacting with our Microsoft Teams PLC team. So that's sort of pretty much the quick overview of that. Conversation files is really no different than what we've seen before, I think. The PLC Notebook is sort of an online version of that OneNote notebook, OneNote Online, that we've been looking at. Here are all the different sections, or excuse me, at least the other pages that are in this particular section. Now, one thing I hadn't talked about was this plus sign that's up here, and that plus sign is also up here in my classes, my regular class for teachers and students. So what does it do? What's kind of neat about that plus sign is you can come in and click on that plus sign, and it allows you to add a tab. And this can be pretty much anything that you see here. You're able to add a tab with resources and things like that. There may be a static document that you want to have represented. It could be another OneNote notebook. I believe there's also a YouTube video. So here's YouTube. So if you wanted to add a video that's going to be there and then maybe change it up periodically, maybe it's the video for the week. I think it's pretty neat for PLC. Think about it if you were the person facilitating that PLC or a classroom administrator, excuse me, a school administrator. You could set up a video each week and then leave it in place pretty much the rest of the week so that folks could watch it at their leisure. And then it would be something that could inspire conversation. What's the video we're watching this week? And talk about that. So that's the PLC grades and homework. Not a lot different. Let's take a quick look at one of the other teams that's available, staff members. So we're going to create a staff members. And let's just call this one policies and procedures just for fun. And again, I'm just going to add a few teachers to this group because this is primarily for teachers. So here we go. Again, we've got our conversation window, we've got our files window where y'all could share resources and things like that. And then here is a staff notebook. And I actually thought we were going to run into the staff notebook in the PLC, but they have a different notebook for that. So let's take a look at what a staff notebook is. We're going to first click on Setup. We get the traditional collaboration space, content library, private notebooks. I'm going to start this process, and you can have all these private sections: lesson plan feedback, evaluation, parent communications, professional development. I'm going to go ahead and start that working and just jump over here to the web and type in OneNote Staff Notebook. And if you go to onenote.com/staff notebook edu, you're going to find a lot of information about OneNote. There's this great video walkthrough, as well as quite a bit more that you can look at, develop yourself in your work, and you can get going. So all you need to get started is really your Office 365 account, and that's provided by your school or organization. Let's go back to Teams and see if it's done yet. Yep, welcome to Staff Notebook. Here it is. And I can click and see that there's additional resources. I'm going to click on Open in Desktop, and it's going to open that notebook in my free OneNote app because I haven't changed my app preferences to OneNote 2016 yet. And it's syncing the changes. We'll see how long that takes. It's still going. Could be a lot more content there. Okay, here we go. And now I have access to my staff notebook. I have the sort of FAQ, staff notebook in Microsoft Teams, scenarios, and the scenarios are great because if you're not familiar with staff notebook, this may provide some opportunities for you to sort of explore and become more familiar and think about how you could use it in your particular space. Notice that there is a collaboration space and a content library, and this is very much like Class Notebook, except that it's intended for staff. And so you could have a staff notebook. I know one example is a library coordinator or someone at the district level that's making connections with people at campuses. And so this would be a way to quickly disseminate policies and procedures and information and have them review it and make it available. But it would also provide a shared space where y'all could review content that's specific to their location or their particular project that they're working on. So again, this is just something that's available through Microsoft Teams and through the interaction with the staff notebook. You still have access to your insert, draw, blueprint, and other menus that are available. Okay, as I recall, there is one more team that we could add in addition to the classroom. I'm going to go ahead and click on that, create team, and that's the Anyone team. That's students and school employees collaborating in interest groups and clubs. Let's go ahead and extracurricular, next. And it says you can add people, groups, and distribution lists from your organization. So for fun, let's go ahead. Let me try something really quick. I'm going to type in my email address and see if it accepts emails from outside of the tenant. Does not look like that, so I'm not able to add someone from outside my organization. So I would have to these folks would actually have to be people that were in a particular organization. Okay, click close. So now my extracurricular team is here. I've got files. There's no notebook associated, but I guess I could click on the plus symbol and then come in and find a notebook. So if I click on that, this will allow me to put our notes, and it's setting up our notes tab. And it created a OneNote online for us. And again, we can just come in and click on Open in Desktop. Notice it's bringing us back to OneNote app. It's doing the sync. It should be really fast because there's not a lot. Extracurricular Team Notebook. And this would be a shared notebook that this team could develop and work on. Right now, there's not much. It created a general section to match our general channel that we have in Microsoft Teams, and just an empty page. And then we could come in and add additional pages as we needed. We could also add additional sections or section groups and make those available. Okay, so that's really concludes our overview of Microsoft Teams so far. I'm hoping that we'll see some additional enhancements as time goes by. In the meantime, we can just sort of look around and see what comes up. So I'm kind of curious to see what will be some of the new enhancements that are made available. Thanks so much for watching this particular video, and hopefully you'll check out some of the other videos in this series and visit the Tech Notes blog and check out some of the blog entries that are available there. Thanks.